Hi everyone and welcome to our market analysis videos here at Zenfinex. Today we're going to stay on the stocks and we're going to be looking at a DD forecast for 2021. My name is Connor and I'm the Senior Market Analyst at the company, providing to you these daily videos on market commentary on Forex and stocks and also educational content. For those who are unaware of what the DD stock is, I'm going to give an overview of the stock first before looking at a fundamental analysis. Then I'm going to move right onto the chart and have a look at the key levels after a large drop this year. Okay, so plenty to talk about with this stock, Moderna. I'm sure you've all heard of it. COVID-19 has dominated our lives for the best part of 2 years. It's an American pharmaceutical and biotechnology company responsible for the hugely popular Moderna vaccine against COVID-19. Pre-pandemic levels saw this stock trading down at around $30 per share. Fast forward to a world where COVID-19 vaccines have really become a necessity. They're essential to live our normal lives. The stock reached a massive $495 per share in August of this year. It's currently trading down at around $300 per share after what I'd like to call a correction in the market. So, why really the outstanding performance? Well, the reason for it is because it's really quite obvious, I suppose, that they managed to produce an effective COVID-19 vaccine. The most impressive increases were during the times in May and June, where the world realised that this virus really isn't going anywhere. It's become so difficult, or it had become so difficult to contain. There was no other option than countries actually buying up the vaccines really in their millions and overall in their billions, I suppose. Moderna has scaled up their production, obviously, and distribution for the COVID-19 vaccine. They've signed supply agreements and even made it into the S&P 500. So it's no surprise really why the price increased so much. However, it wasn't really, hasn't been all plain sailing at the moment, and there are a few reasons why. So it's predicted that 2022 revenues for Moderna stock will fall by around 16%. This is because even if COVID-19 vaccine sales continue for 2021, vaccination rates are improving globally, and there's a real competition in the market which is growing. For example, I think it's Novavax has a cheap and highly effective shot, which is said to be approved by the end of this year. This is likely to mean that we have fund managers scaling back on their holdings in Moderna to balance their portfolio, which is only natural given how high the price was at the time and is now really. Now, some recent news has emerged over the last couple of days which has really damaged the Moderna stock prices. Merck and Ridgeback announced positive results from a late stage study of a COVID-19 pill. And this has damaged the short-term outlook of all vaccine stocks, and the stock price has fallen well over $100 per share as a result of this news. However, my forecast for 2021, I think this is a bit of an overreaction this fall, to be honest, and this drop could actually be representing a really good buying opportunity. The reason is Moderna have actually tied up multi-billion-dollar deliveries throughout the rest of this year from all over the world, and the most recent one was with Canada as well. Just because there's a COVID-19 potentially going to be available, it's unlikely to change the government's views globally on vaccinations, which has stood for years and years. And also there's a growing market for booster vaccines, which is essentially a top-up of the 2 doses that's required. And I like the idea of Moderna trading at least $400 per share by the year end. We're going to need them for the pandemic response for at least a couple more years yet, and maybe even more in the future. But for 2021, I think this is a great buy. Okay, so taking a look at the chart now, and as you can see this really great run we were on, all the way up to around nearly $500 per share, which is just crazy numbers when you go back. Hi guys, thank you for listening to this video. Just really quickly wanted to touch on a really exciting offer we have on the website. It's a limited time offer, and if you head over to zenfinex.co.uk, you will see the offer in front of you straight away. And this is that you can trade Forex on a standard account with raw spread plus 0 commission. And now Zenfinex is also an FCA and no dealing desk execution broker. If you are interested in this offer, you can get in touch with the team by clicking learn more, or you can simply go to open an account where you can start the application process. To pre-pandemic levels, was down at around 20, and as you can see, just this growing demand for the vaccinations for obvious reasons, which I just spoke about on the fundamental side. On the technical side, well, people may be a bit concerned about this pretty steep drop. The sell-off's been pretty massive and it's created gaps in the market. But for me, this is just a correction around, you can see this clear gap in the market that we have here. Actually, I'll zoom in a bit more so you can see a bit clearer. This clear gap in the market that we have. For me, once that inefficiency in the market is filled, and that's down at around 250, then we start having the 200-day moving average come into play. I think there's plenty of support still for this stock on the technical level, and I think that if we can get a buying opportunity around 250, which is where I'm going to put a buy limit on, then I do think that we're going to go up and we're going to fill the gaps back around 370. And I do think a longer term target for the rest of 2021 for me personally is up at the 50-day moving average, and that will be at around 400. So $400 per share is the main target for me for the end of 2021. Another support zone that we've got here is we do have this, what I call a demand zone. People call it order blocks, but whatever you'd like to call it, where we had this initial quite large impulse to the upside. Again, people could get an entry from there. If I do enter around 250, then I'm going to have my stop loss. Let's say I get an entry at 250. I'm going to have my stop loss just below this demand zone here, targeting that 400 level around a 3.7R trade. You could be slightly more aggressive and you could actually get it at the bottom of this fair value gap with a stop loss just where the 200-day moving average is sitting, and it's around a 5R trade. Or you could be even more patient in the market if you're slightly more bearish in the short term, and you could actually execute from the order block here. Let's just move that there, it's a bit clearer. From this order block here, stop loss at 214, entry around 238, and with a target of the 400. That's around a 6.6R trade. So there's plenty of opportunities here. If I zoom in on the RSI indicator, you can see that a pullback was really necessary. It's up at around the 85 level on the RSI indicator. And you can see now, I mean, now we're down at the 30 level, which is a level not seen for about a month now. And you can see the rebound that it had from that RSI level down at 30. So I think a rebound is coming. I found it quite interesting that today and yesterday, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, or the S&P 500, sorry, that's what this is in, has been rallying, but Moderna's still struggling. Again, it's all to do with that news around the COVID pill. So as a whole, just to summarise, I think this is still a buying stock. I still think there's going to be massive demand, especially for COVID boosters, which we're going to need throughout the winter months. I do think there's going to be an uptick in cases just naturally because of winter, and the virus will spread more quickly in the colder climate. Plenty of support levels. Correction was necessary on the chart. We've got a fair value gap we can trade from. We've got the order block we can trade from. We've got the moving averages we can trade from, which are clearly pointing towards pointing to the upside, and the RSI indicator here. We're slightly overstretched on the selling side. 400's my take profit for Moderna for 2021. So that's it for the 2021 forecast today. I hope everyone's enjoyed the video. As always, if you could like and subscribe to the channel, that would be great. Really helps boost the channel. Also drop in your comments on the comments section. Where do you think Moderna's going to be going for 2021? Other than that, I hope everyone has a great trading day, and I'll catch you all for the next video, which will be tomorrow, again keeping with stocks.